Sharon Center High School. The second high school, new in the state-of-the-art one, was built across the street. It is not there anymore. These gals are not as old as this building. They are much younger. They went to that high school. And it was, I've heard lots of stories about it. It was a very awesome high school, a cool gymnasium. Lots of good times were had there. What do you have to say about it? Are there any other stories? Did you go there? What happened to the kids? So I know one young man went to high school across the street in 1944. He started, but the school closed. What happened to those kids? Where did they go to school?
A couple I know went to City High. Some went to Kelowna. Where else? Riverside.
University High.
From down that way. I didn't know anybody went to Level 3.
University High.
Not to my knowledge.
My mom did. So, what was her maiden name? Anna Mae Fountain. Fountain, yes. Anna Mae Fountain went to.
Oh, Anna Mae Fountain. Yeah. She went to
University High.
Okay.
Ruth,
her daughter, her sister-in-law, Anna Mae's sister-in-law, yeah. And nephew are here.
I think Wilborn Thompson went to Riverside. Yeah, Wilborn Thompson went to Riverside.
Background. Yes?
I had a question from 02 and 03. When you read, you said there was nothing of ill repute until you were 12 miles away. What direction?
well, we talked about that one of the claims to fame for this was that there was nothing of ill repute in the area for 12 miles.
I thought that was so interesting. That would have to be Iowa City. But talking about distance, the school was used for the gym and the manual training room in the fall of 1930, but the upstairs was not finished. And then on the, this was all community work. Most of it was volunteer labor. And the students were invited to come on Saturday and help with the finishing of the school. And Janet Blackender, what's her name? Anyway, Wilson. Reminded me of our story of her uncle, Wayne Roberts, telling about they were there and the blackboards, chalkboards had come in to Kelowna.
On the train.
On the train. So they asked my brother Milton if he could go to Kelowna and get them. Well, Milton says, I can go, but I don't have a driver's license. And Wayne says, well, I can drive. I have a driver's license, but I don't know the way. Now that's how many high school kids today don't have a driver's license. And Milton, I figured out, he would have only been 13 at that point. He skipped 2 grades in country school. So he started high school young and graduated young. But, so those two guys,
The ways that I don't know what to
he said he didn't know how to get there. So,
When was Miller only 13 and he was in high school?
He skipped 2 grades in Hartsock School, and he always felt disadvantaged because he was so young. He graduated in 34.
So he drove 13? He drove?
No, he couldn't drive.
Oh,
He didn't
so
have,
Wayne drove.
Wayne drove and he navigated.
I'm wondering if you could clarify, with the ox yoke meal, that wasn't a time where they did orations and performances and band played, it was just the meal?
They had, I saw in the notes, there was an orchestra played, one of the later ones, and I don't know who would have done that. It might have been a community orchestra. But the high school kids put on a carnival in the upper floor.
We just had like a fish bowl.
Ring toss.
So the time when you hear about the community and the Sharon picnics, that was just totally a separate community.
That was upstairs, while people were eating downstairs, they were requested to go upstairs and spend a little money up there, you know, a dime or two of these little games, you know. That was
weight guessing, a series of
palm reading.
Yeah.
I think he kept in palm reading and
makeup, just a simple.
at one time we had a couple of gymnasts from the university
Yeah.
performed upstairs. And you,
On the stage.
yeah, you'd pay a little, you know, a dime or something too.
And then we would have some music. I remember the men's quartet one year,
I
ever.
didn't remember that.
Well, I don't know what year it was, but there would be all kinds of, and that was all done by the students, or invited somebody like the Jimmy Haskins.
I think this ox yoke was the biggest, it was known all over the country because of one time they fed 1,500 people, but they said there were probably 200 to 500 people turned around when they saw the line so long.
Now, the line would be all the way around the balcony. Upstairs, they would be waiting upstairs in the classrooms, all the way around the balcony and down. If not weather was nice, they would be outside waiting.
But I thought it was interesting because that school is located in District Number 2, the local, there are 9 districts in, school districts in Sharon Township. So the school board members in District Number 2 were also school board members of the Sharon High School, as long as some community members as well as were on that board. I remember Enos Kaufman lived up, he had no children, but somehow he was on the school board. And I remember Dilma Harding was a teacher when I was probably about a sophomore maybe. And she I don't know, she taught there a couple years or so. She went on and got a PhD and was taught at Iowa State.
She was on the faculty at Iowa State, and either in zoology or entomology, if she runs in my mind. I'm not sure what she was teaching, but it was in the sciences.
I don't remember what she taught here, but she said to some of us, you know, I could, if you would like to come early in the morning, I'd teach you some tap dance. So that was kind of interesting. So a few of us would go earlier in the morning, and I remember we were in that southeast classroom, and all of a sudden we were learning our little steps, and the door opened and it was Enos Kaufman, and he said, "We're not having any dancing in this school." So that was the end of that.
Why did you have a superintendent for just one school? Why did you have a superintendent for just one school? Wouldn't you just have a principal?
Why was there a superintendent?
Well, there was a superintendent and a principal, usually. That's what they called the...
When we had 3 teachers.
Seems like an overload of topic.
We were just students there. We don't know, we didn't choose one.
Right off, we said, this will not pass by today's standards in many ways. Yes.
Did the superintendent and principal teach?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because I know in our school, they were teachers as well as the other officers.
Right?
And they were coaches.
Right.
Well,
One was coached both boys and girls.
when I was in school, there were usually 2 men and 1 woman.
Yeah. And then when Ray was here, his wife did the music. So she was not a part of the faculty, but she did the music.
But I didn't have any.
That would have been after
But,
would that have been after you graduated?
no,
Or was she doing the music when you came?
right after, I think there were trio of us gals, trio sang at their wedding in Dawson, Iowa. I remember coming to this building, this was always kind of a mystery because I had heard that upstairs was a lodge building and an Eastern Star building, or meeting room upstairs, and no one ever went up there unless you remember. And so, but I think 2 different times I was in a trio or sextet, I think it was a trio, that we were asked to sing as their entertainment up there. And it was always kind of a mystery that we got to go upstairs to the meeting room, you know.
I think one thing that we need to really remember about this whole community was that it was a very forward-thinking community, thinking beyond today, and a very cooperative community. Not only the high school, which was really a cooperative effort among the residents, almost all farmers. The electric company, first the telephone company was a Farmers Electric, and then the electric company. And in my researching my dad's accounts for our family book, he started keeping his accounts on December 1, 1908, the day he turned 21. And I had access to those, and some of them were just these little notebooks. There was a line item in 1918, December 1918, to Roy Sipple, what did I say, $250 for wiring. That would have been Phil's farm, house and barn, and a wire to the window because there was a motor there. And the next line was Stock Light Company, which was the Farmers Electric. Now, there's some place in here that says it was started in 1914. So maybe my dad, well, Dad didn't own that farm in 1914. So, but at least it was there in 1918. And when we lived on a little farm near Ameston for 20 years, and were on REC at that time. And when we attended the annual meeting in Nevada, I think it was 1982, they had slides of the Sharon Farmers Electric Cooperative, the first cooperative in the United States. First electric cooperative. And they sold stock in it, but the farmers would build the lines themselves. They might be going by their place, whoever, isn't that right? Yeah. So they didn't ask for a government handout, they did it. So it's been always been a cooperative community. And then there was I remember when we had the 4th of July celebrations, this was another cooperative thing. And I don't remember now.
It started at the Welsh Church.
It started at the Welsh Church. What did I say? In that last edition of the book, in the history, I don't know when it was, 1904 or something. But ultimately, the Welsh Church, which is just on the road, number 1, going to Iowa City, Sharon United Methodist Church right over here, Hummer Church, which is 2 miles west and a mile north,
Used to be.
the cemetery is still used. but the church has been gone for many, many years. And then